My name is Claire Bennett, and I'm 31 years old. The night my boyfriend told me I was overreacting about the woman who texted him at 11 p.m. was the night something small and exhausted inside me finally stopped apologizing for having instincts. We live in my condo, not ours, mine. I bought it 3 years ago, back when my biggest concern was whether the HOA would let me hang plants on the balcony, not whether my boyfriend's trainer was sending him heart emojis after midnight. Jason moved in about 8 months ago when his lease ended. He brought 2 suitcases, a gaming chair, and a box of mismatched mugs. I brought the mortgage, the furniture, the stocked pantry, and the emergency fund. He gives me $400 a month for groceries and utilities, not rent. His idea, not mine. It's not fair to act like it's my place when your name's on the deed, he said, kissing my forehead like he was being noble. At the time, I thought it was sweet. It's interesting, looking back, how many red flags arrive wrapped in good intentions. About 3 months ago, Jason decided he needed a complete overhaul. I'm getting serious about my fitness, he announced one Sunday morning, scrolling on his phone while I made coffee. No more half-assing it. This is the year I transform. Okay, I said, handing him a mug. What does serious look like? Apparently, it looked like a boutique gym that cost $200 a month and a personal trainer named Bella, who charged $80 per session, 3 times a week. He showed me her profile: bright white smile, tan, sleek ponytail, the kind of body that looks like it wakes up doing plank holds. She's a beast, he said, eyes lit up. She's all about no excuses. This is exactly what I need. Cool, I thought. Someone else can yell at him about his posture for once. At first, it all seemed normal. Bella's messages popped up during the day. Great work today, Jason. Don't forget to hydrate. Here's the leg routine we talked about. I'm sending the updated meal plan. Standard trainer stuff. Then the messages started coming later. First it was 9 p.m., then 10, then later. 2 weeks ago, I was brushing my teeth around 11 at night when Jason's phone lit up on the nightstand. I wasn't snooping. I was literally reaching for my moisturizer when the screen flashed bright in the dark room. Bella, you crushed it today. Also, that new tank? Dangerous. I froze, toothbrush hanging out of my mouth, toothpaste foam buzzing my tongue. Dangerous. I stared at the screen until it dimmed again. Then I rinsed my mouth, heart pounding a little faster than it should have over a line of text, and walked back into the bedroom. Jason grabbed his phone so fast he might as well have dropped a lit match on the comforter. Oh, he said, thumb flying over the screen. Just Bella. I said. I saw. She's checking in about tomorrow's session. At 11 p.m.? He didn't look up. She works late. Some clients prefer evening slots. It's not a big deal. What did she say? I asked. Just scheduling, he said. He didn't say it convincingly. More like how someone says it's nothing when it's very much something. Can I see? I asked. His head snapped up. Seriously, Claire? What? You don't trust me? I swallowed. That familiar, sour mix of shame and instinct stirred in my chest. I didn't say that. This is ridiculous. His voice had an edge now. Bella is my trainer. That's it. She's helping me with my fitness journey, and you're acting jealous of someone doing their job. Does her job involve telling you your tank top is dangerous? I asked before I could stop myself. He rolled his eyes. You're overreacting. It was just a joke. She jokes with all her clients. God, Claire, sometimes I feel like you're looking for reasons to be upset. That word, overreacting. Like my eyes had seen the wrong thing. Like my gut was the problem. I let it go that night. I didn't want to be the clingy girlfriend hovering over his phone. I didn't want to be the stereotype. But I started noticing more. Jason would come home from the gym and head straight to the shower. Not, let me grab some water and stretch for 10 minutes. Straight to the shower. His phone came with him every time, perched carefully on the counter, screen facing down. He started buying new outfits just for the gym. Matching sets, branded shoes, those fitted tanks that cling in all the right places. He'd stand in front of the mirror, flexing his arms, checking angles, practicing smirks he'd deny he was practicing. One night I tried again. We were sitting at the kitchen table, my kitchen table, eating takeout. The condo was quiet except for the hum of the fridge and the occasional honk from the street below. Hey, I said gently, can we talk about something without it turning into a fight? He tensed. Okay? I'm not comfortable with how late Bella texts you, I said, or how flirty some of it sounds. He exhaled, like I'd just announced we had to redo our taxes. Claire, we've been through this, he said. We have to communicate about my progress. She sends me meal plans, workout videos, motivation. That's literally her job. At midnight? I asked quietly, because I saw a text come in at 12 on Tuesday. That, he said, stabbing his fork at a piece of broccoli, was because I asked her a question about my macros. At midnight. God, you sound like my mother. He dropped his fork. You know what? This is about you being insecure. Maybe if you took care of yourself, you'd understand what it takes to work with a trainer. That one stung. Deep. I'm not in bad shape. I run. I walk to work. I carry my own groceries up 3 flights of stairs. My body has never been a problem for me until that sentence. My cheeks burned. Wow. He sighed dramatically. I'm not saying you're out of shape. I'm just saying you don't get it. You're making this weird. Bella has a boyfriend, by the way. She literally posts him all the time. She's professional. You're creating drama where there isn't any. She has a boyfriend. That was new information. It made me feel a little better, and somehow a lot worse. Okay, I said finally, swallowing everything I wanted to scream. You're right. He blinked. What? You're right, I repeated. I'm overreacting. His shoulders relaxed. The tension in his face smoothed out. Thank you, he said, reaching across the table to squeeze my hand. I love you. You know that? I just want to get better. I love you too, I said. And I meant it. Or at least I still meant the version of it I'd been living in. But that night, lying in bed next to him while his screen glowed against his face and he smiled down at something I couldn't see, my brain replayed that word again and again. Overreacting. If I was overreacting, I told myself, then I'd prove it. To him, to myself. The next morning, on my lunch break, I walked into a regular gym across town. No neon mood lighting, no eucalyptus towels, no smoothie bar. Just weights, machines, and slightly scuffed rubber floors. First time here? The guy at the front desk asked. Yeah, I said. I want to sign up, and I'm interested in personal training. That's how I met Liam. Liam was 26, lean in the way that said, I can deadlift you and the bench you're sitting on. But his energy was calm, professional, no weird vibe. He asked about my goals, my schedule, my injuries. He didn't comment on my body except to ask if anything hurt. At the end of our first session, I was breathless, sweat dripping into my eyes, muscles wobbling like they'd just learned gravity existed. You did great, he said, jotting notes on his clipboard. Mind if I ask something? Sure, I panted. I sometimes post short clips of my sessions for my business page, he said. Nothing invasive, mostly form and movement. Faces aren't the focus. It helps with marketing. Would you be okay if I used a quick clip from today? I hesitated for half a second. Then I heard Jason's voice in my head. That's literally her job. You're overreacting. You're creating drama where there isn't any. Yeah, I said, that's fine. Awesome, Liam smiled. I'll tag it new client crushing day 1. People love seeing starts more than finishes. That evening, after my shower, my actual shower, with no hidden phone involved, I curled up on my couch and scrolled through Instagram. There it was, Liam's story. A short video of me from the side doing deadlifts. My face was barely visible, just a hint of concentration and messy bun. The caption read, New client absolutely crushing day 1. Let's get it. I watched it once, feeling strangely proud. I looked strong, focused, like a person who made decisions for herself. I didn't think much of it. Not until my phone buzzed 3 times in a row, Jason's name lighting up the screen. We need to talk. Are you serious with this? Call me, now. I stared at the messages, that familiar heaviness settling in my stomach. So, apparently, some people were allowed to have trainers and motivational posts and late-night texts. And some people were disrespectful for doing the exact same thing. Jason didn't call. He FaceTimed. The screen lit up with his name, the little camera icon blinking like an accusation. I let it ring out once, twice. On the 3rd try, I answered, more out of curiosity than concern. Hey, I said. What the hell, Claire? He snapped. No hello. No how was your day? I blinked. Hi to you too. Don't do that, he said. Don't act cute. Are you seriously working out with a male trainer? There it was, no warm-up. Yes, I said. His name is Liam. So you just joined some random gym across town and hired some Instagram fitness model? He's not a model, I said. He's a trainer. He posted you on his story. Yeah, I said. He asked first. This is unbelievable, Jason said. Do you know how this makes me look? There was a time that question would have made me panic. How this makes me look. I would have rushed to fix it, to smooth things over, to make sure no one misunderstood him. That time was quietly packing its bags. How does it make you look? I asked. Like my girlfriend is thirst trapping with some dude at the gym. I almost laughed. Jason, my face is barely in the video. That's not the point, he said. Everyone can see you're training with him. You train with Bella 3 times a week. That's different. I had to pull the phone away from my ear and stare at it for a second, like maybe I'd misheard. How? I asked. Because Bella is professional, he said, like it was obvious. This Liam guy is clearly using you for content. He's trying to build his following off you. My eyebrows shot up. You mean, like how Bella posts you all over her page? That's not the same thing. How is it not the same? I asked, my voice level. She posts you for marketing. He posts me for marketing. Trainers do that. Don't use my words against me, Jason snapped. I'm not, I said. I'm repeating them. There was a pause. I could practically hear him grinding his teeth on the other end. I don't like this, he said finally. Don't like what? You working out with him. It's inappropriate. Inappropriate how? I asked. He counts my reps. He corrects my form. He sends me a workout plan. That's literally his job. You know exactly what I mean, Jason said. He posted you. That caption, crushing it. The way he wrote it, the emojis. There weren't any emojis, I said quietly. He went silent. You haven't actually watched the story, have you? I asked. Click and call. I stared at the call-ended screen for a long beat, then set my phone down and went back to my spreadsheet. My hands were steady. My chest wasn't. When I got home that evening, his car was already in the lot. My stomach did that small, traitorous flip it always did when I knew a conversation was waiting for me on the other side of a door. He was sitting on his couch when I walked in, arms crossed, TV off. The classic, we need to talk posture. I shut the door gently behind me. Hey, we need to talk, he said. Of course. Okay, I said, setting my bag down. Talk. I want you to switch trainers, he said. No preamble, no build-up, just the demand, naked and entitled. I raised an eyebrow. Why? Because that guy is clearly into you. He literally counts my push-ups, I said. That's it. He posted you on his Instagram, Jason said. He doesn't do that for everyone. He does, I said. I looked. His page is full of client videos. Men, women, older people, younger people. I'm not special. You're missing the point. Then explain the point, I said. Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're allowed to have a hot trainer who texts you at midnight and posts you all over her page, but I'm not allowed to let a guy film me deadlifting with my face turned away. That's different, he said again, louder. Bella is professional, I finished. Right, I've heard. Don't mock me, Claire. Then stop talking to me like I'm stupid, I said quietly. He stood up, pacing. You're doing this to hurt me. I'm doing this because you told me I was overreacting, I said. You told me I was being insecure. You told me if I understood what it took to work with a serious trainer, I'd back off. So I got a serious trainer. You joined a gym across town just to prove a point? I joined a gym because I want to be healthy, I said. The point is just a bonus. He stared at me, jaw tight. I want you to switch to a female trainer. No, I said. His head jerked. Excuse me? No, I repeated. I like Liam. He's good at his job. He's respectful. He doesn't text me at midnight. I'm not switching. This is about respect, Jason said. If you respected me, you'd switch. I almost smiled. If you respected me, you'd stop texting Bella after midnight. His eyes narrowed. You're being deliberately difficult. I'm being consistent, I said. You told me to trust you. I'm asking you to trust me. It's not the same. Why not? He opened his mouth, then closed it again. I watched his brain scramble for an answer that didn't sound like, because I said so. He didn't find one. He grabbed his gym bag instead. I'm going to my session. We'll talk later. Say hi to Bella for me, I murmured. He slammed the door hard enough to rattle the picture frames. Later came faster than I expected. By the next morning, he had an ally. I talked to Jade, he announced, marching into the kitchen while I was making coffee. She agrees with me. Of course he talked to Jade. Jade, who treated commitment like a subscription service. Jade, who loved giving relationship advice from the lofty moral high ground of 3 broken engagements. Oh? I said, pouring coffee into my mug. And what does the oracle say? She says what you're doing is disrespectful, that working with Liam is crossing a line, especially since he posts you online. I took a sip of coffee. Did you tell her Bella posts you? That's not the same thing, he snapped. Right, I said. Forgot. It's different when it's you. She also said you're probably having an emotional affair, he added, like that was his trump card. I laughed. I couldn't help it. It burst out of me, sharp and a little hysterical. I've had 3 sessions, I said. 3 sessions, 30-second clips, and a PDF of my workout plan. If that's an emotional affair, then you and Bella are already married. Wow, he said. Just wow, you're unbelievable. I set my mug down carefully. Jason, listen to yourself. You're accusing me of cheating because a trainer posted my deadlift form on his story. I'm accusing you of doing this to get back at me, he said. You're punishing me for trying to better myself. By bettering myself, I said. What a concept. He threw his hands up. I can't do this. I'm going to stay at Jade's for a couple nights until you calm down. Okay, I said. That seemed to throw him more than any argument I'd made. That's all you have to say? He demanded. What do you want me to say? I asked. Don't go. Please stay and keep calling me crazy? I'm not calling you crazy. You called me insecure, jealous, overreacting, I said. You told your friend I was probably having an emotional affair. Pick your word, Jason. The effect is the same. He grabbed his keys. You know what? Fine. Enjoy your little gym boyfriend. Don't come crying to me when he breaks your heart. He left without looking back. Silence seeped into the condo like water under a door. For a while, I just stood there, hands still wrapped around warm ceramic, staring at the empty space he'd stormed through. Then my phone buzzed. Luis. He was my coworker, my friend, the person who brought snacks to late meetings and memes to stressful mornings. Luis. Please tell me you're not still dealing with the trainer circus. Me. Define dealing. Luis. Jason still texting his coach at vampire hours? Me. Yes. Also, I got my own trainer. Luis. Let me guess. Male, decent biceps, professional, Jason losing his mind? Me, pretty much. There was a pause. I could imagine him leaning back in his office chair, thinking. Luis, have you looked at her Instagram? Me. Whose? Luis. Bella's. I stared at the screen. No, I hadn't. I'd only seen the little preview bubbles on Jason's phone. His version of the truth. His narration. Me. No. Luis. Do it. I hesitated. Part of me didn't want to know, didn't want to see. But another part of me, the part that felt like it was slowly being gaslit into oblivion, was hungry for something solid. I opened Instagram, typed in Bella's full name, the one printed on his schedule. Her profile was public. Rows and rows of gym content, flexing videos, meal prep, client transformations, inspirational quotes about discipline and no excuses. And Jason, there he was, in photo after photo. One from 2 days ago. Him and Bella, standing close, too close, her arm looped casually around his shoulders, her hand resting on his chest. He was grinning like a kid who'd just been handed a trophy. Caption, love seeing this guy's transformation. So proud of your dedication, Jason. The comments. Y'all look amazing together. Couple goals. Is he your man? He's cute. Bella had replied to one of them. Haha, no, just my rock star client. My stomach dropped. Just a client, with a heart. I scrolled further. More photos, more videos, stories saved in a highlight labeled transformations, clips of Jason squatting while she stood behind him, hands on his hips to correct his form. Her body pressed along his back while he benched, lingering touches that had nothing to do with biomechanics. I took screenshots, one after another, my thumb moving almost automatically. It felt less like collecting evidence and more like documenting the moment my reality stopped being negotiable. When I was done, I sat back, phone heavy in my hand. If I was overreacting, then the whole comment section was too. I opened my own story window, took a picture of my gym shoes next to Liam's, both a little worn, both resting side by side on the black mat. Caption, Week 2, best decision I've made in a long time. No emoji, no tag, just the truth. I hit post. 10 minutes later, my phone rang. Jason, are you serious right now? He demanded as soon as I answered. About what? I asked, voice calm. That story with that guy's shoes. You're basically announcing you're with him. I'm at the gym, I said, with my trainer, like you're at the gym with Bella. I don't post couple-looking photos with Bella. Of course not, I said. She posts them with you. Silence. I counted 8 in the past month, I added. Want screenshots? You're being paranoid, he said finally. But there was a crack in it now, a thin, splintered edge. Am I asked, or am I overreacting? Click. Call ended. 5 minutes later, a text from Jade. You need to chill, Claire. Jason is really upset. You're blowing this out of proportion. Then one from Jason. We need to talk about this like adults. Come home, I typed back. We can talk face to face. I'm not coming back tonight, he replied. Not while you're acting like this. Then there's nothing to talk about at 2 a.m., I wrote. I'm going to sleep. You're impossible. Maybe. But for the first time in weeks, I turned my phone off, set it on the nightstand, and lay down in my own bed, in my own condo, in the quiet. And I slept. No glow of someone else's messages lighting the room. No second guessing the things my eyes had seen. Just darkness and the barest, fragile feeling that maybe I wasn't crazy after all. Part 3. The Ultimatum and the Breakup. When I woke up the next morning, sunlight was sliding across the wall, soft and steady, a small mercy. I reached for my phone and saw 29 missed texts and 11 missed calls, all from Jason. The first message sent just after midnight. Claire, pick up. We need to talk. Then, you're being ridiculous. Answer me. I can't believe you're ignoring me. Then the shift. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just talk, please. I love you. You're overreacting, but I love you. Please answer. And then at 2:43 a.m., fine, be that way. See if I care. Classic Jason, a full emotional roller coaster in under 3 hours. I set the phone down and exhaled slowly. Not anger, just clarity. At 8 on the dot, my phone rang again. I let it buzz twice before I answered. Morning, I said. Don't morning me, he snapped. Where were you last night? I blinked. Here, sleeping. With your phone off? People do that sometimes, I said, especially when they don't want to be woken up by angry FaceTimes. You ignored me for hours, he said, voice rising. You knew I was upset. And you knew I was tired, I said evenly. You said you weren't coming back. What was there to talk about at 2 a.m.? He went silent for a moment, then sighed dramatically. This is what I mean, Claire. You're so detached, like you don't even care. I care, I said quietly. That's why I keep trying to have the same conversation with you. But every time I do, you twist it until I'm the crazy one. I don't twist anything. You do, I said, sharper now. You call me jealous, you call me insecure, and then when I mirror your behavior, suddenly it's disrespectful. He didn't respond. Finally, I said, come over after work. Let's talk like adults, face to face. He hesitated. I have a session with Bella at 6. Cancel it, I said, just this once. He muttered something under his breath, then, fine, 7. See you then. When 7 rolled around, he was 15 minutes late. He let himself in without knocking, carrying his tea like it was a prop in some performance of nonchalance. He set it down on the counter. We need to establish boundaries, he said. All business. I almost smiled. Agreed. He seemed surprised. Good. So, first, you need to find a female trainer. Nope. What? I said nope, I repeated. Not switching trainers. His jaw clenched. We're supposed to be working on boundaries. I know, so here's mine. I turned to face him fully. You stopped training with Bella. His mouth fell open. Excuse me? You heard me. Bella is unprofessional. The late-night text, the posts, the hands-on touching. It's too much. It's not appropriate. Bella is not... I looked at her Instagram, I said. You're in more posts than any of her other clients. The comments think you're dating. You can tell yourself it's just form correction, but you don't need a hand on your waist for every squat. That's just how training works, he shot back. Then you won't mind if Liam does the same with me. He froze. That's not the same, Claire, he said finally, quieter but meaner. I set the spatula down, turned off the stove, and faced him. Stop. Just stop. Stop what? Stop lying to me, to yourself. I'm not lying. You are, I said. You've been lying since the first night I saw her text pop up. You're texting her at midnight. You shower the second you get home. You take your phone everywhere. You get dressed up for the gym like it's a date, and you expect me to believe nothing's going on? His mouth opened, closed. Nothing is happening, he said, but even he didn't sound convinced. Then show me your phone. He blinked. What? Your phone, I said. Show me the text between you and Bella. He stiffened. No. Why not? Because it's private. Private or incriminating. This is insane, he said, pacing. You're being controlling. I'm being honest, I said. Something's happening with Bella. You know it. I know it. You just don't want to admit it. He turned on me, voice sharp. You're making things up because you can't handle that someone else is helping me improve. I laughed, but it wasn't funny. Jason, this isn't about improvement. This is about respect. You've been gaslighting me for weeks. Every time I notice something off, you call me jealous. Every time I ask for honesty, you act like I'm interrogating you. I haven't been gaslighting you. Yes, you have, I said. You told me I was overreacting when Bella texted you about your dangerous tank top. You told me I was insecure when she posted photos of you with her hands on your waist. And now you can't even hand me your phone to prove I'm wrong. He looked cornered. I'm not doing this, he muttered. Doing what? This. Sitting here while you accuse me of what? I asked softly. Say it. He couldn't. He grabbed his keys. I'm leaving. Running away again? I asked. I'm going back to Jade's. Cool, I said. Take your stuff with you this time. He froze mid-step. What? Your stuff, I said. Take it. You want to leave? Actually leave. You're kicking me out? I'm giving you what you keep asking for. Space. This is insane. What's insane is you expecting me to sit here while you cheat in plain sight and call me paranoid for noticing. He glared at me like I'd slapped him. If I walk out that door, we're done. I know. He stared at me, waiting for me to crumble, to beg, to do what I'd always done. Chase, soothe, fix. But I didn't. He finally huffed, fine. He stomped down the hall, drawers opening, hangers scraping. 20 minutes later, he came out dragging 2 suitcases. I'll come back for the rest, he said. Text me when, I replied. I'll make sure I'm here. He hesitated by the door. You're really doing this? You're really leaving, I said, because I'm finally not pretending anymore. This is so unreasonable, he said. You're throwing away everything we built. I'm throwing away a version of love that keeps shrinking me, I said. If that's everything we built, maybe it deserves to fall. He shook his head, muttered something I didn't catch, and walked out. The sound of the door clicking shut echoed through the condo like a punctuation mark, sharp, final, and weirdly peaceful. I stood there for a long moment, surrounded by the quiet hum of the refrigerator and my own heartbeat. Then I let out a laugh I didn't know I'd been holding in. Short, breathless, disbelief turning into relief. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. This is Bella, we need to talk. I stared at the screen, then typed back. About what? About Jason. He told me everything. Everything like what? That you're being unfair to him. You're sabotaging his progress because you feel threatened by our professional relationship. I smiled. Small, sharp, tired. You text your clients at midnight, call their tank tops dangerous, and wrap your hands around their waists. That's not professional. That's personal. There was a pause. Then, you're being childish. And you're being blocked, I wrote. And I did. 10 minutes later, Jason texted again. Bella said you were rude to her. She shouldn't have texted me. She was trying to help. By telling me I'm unfair? You are being unfair. Then come get your stuff by Sunday, I replied. After that, it's gone. He didn't respond. That Saturday, around noon, there was a knock at my door. When I opened it, Jade stood there, and behind her, Bella and Jason. The 3 of them together looked like the setup to a bad sitcom. Hey, Jason said stiffly. We're just here to get my things. Cool, I said. They're in the bedroom. Bella's eyes darted around, scanning the condo like she expected to find evidence of chaos. Jade crossed her arms, lips pressed tight in judgment. I moved aside. Go ahead. They spent the next hour moving boxes while I sat on the couch, scrolling through my phone. The sound of hangers clinking and drawers shutting filled the silence. When they were done, Jason came to the doorway, holding his tea mug. I'll Venmo you for this month's utilities, he said. Don't worry about it, I said. I'm not a charity case. Never said you were. He hesitated. I guess this is it. Guess so. You're not even going to try to fix this? He asked. Fix what? I asked. You won't admit what's going on. You won't show me your phone. You won't stop seeing Bella. What's left to fix? I told you nothing's happening. And I told you I don't believe you. Bella appeared behind him, hand resting lightly on his back. Come on, she said softly. Let's go. He looked at me one more time like he expected me to break. I didn't. They left. Jade lingered a moment longer. You know, you really hurt him, she said. He hurt me first, I said. Difference is, I'm honest about it. He wasn't cheating, Jade said. Then why'd he bring his trainer to move his stuff out? She didn't answer, just sighed, turned, and left. The door shut again. I stood there for a long moment, staring at the stillness, the clean surfaces, the faint smell of cologne that would fade soon enough. Then I whispered to no one in particular, good riddance. My phone buzzed again. A text from Liam. Hey Claire, confirming tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We're doing arms and core. Yep, see you then. Perfect, you're killing it. Great progress these past 2 weeks. Thanks, I replied. Appreciate it. Simple, professional, normal. For the first time in months, that was enough. Part 4. Aftermath, reveal, and closure. 2 weeks later, the condo didn't smell like him anymore. No leftover gym socks, no cheap cologne, no constant low hum of someone else's phone lighting up in the dark. Just me. The silence was loud at first, but eventually it started sounding like peace. I rearranged things, moved the couch toward the window, donated the old throw blanket he liked, bought a new set of wine glasses, the ones I'd always wanted, but he said were impractical. Every tiny act of redecoration felt like proof I'd survived something invisible but heavy. And then there was the gym. Liam stayed exactly who he'd been from day one. focused, professional, kind without crossing any lines. Our texts were short and boring in the best way. Session confirmed at 6 p.m. Great work today. Proud of your form improvement. Check your email for next week's meal plan. No emojis, no late night pings, no subtext, just the steady rhythm of accountability. It's strange how peace feels almost foreign when you've been living in chaos long enough. 3 weeks after the breakup, I ran into one of Jason's coworkers at the grocery store, Hannah, a woman with kind eyes and a talent for saying too much. "Oh my God, Claire, hey," she said, half whispering, like she'd spotted a celebrity scandal. "How are you?" "I'm good," I said genuinely. "You?" She fidgeted, eyes darting. Listen, I don't know if you've heard, but..." "But what?" She winced. "Jason and Bella are, officially together now. She posted about it yesterday." The words hit like a pebble on glass. A tiny sound, a small crack, and then nothing. I wasn't surprised, just validated. "Oh," I said simply. "Good for them." Hannah blinked. "You're okay?" "Better than okay," I said. I knew something was going on. Now I know I wasn't crazy. "For what it's worth," she said softly, "a lot of us at the office thought the way she hung around him was weird, but he kept saying you were paranoid." "Yeah," I said, smiling faintly. Apparently I wasn't paranoid enough. She gave me a sympathetic pat on the arm. "Well, you look great. Seriously. Healthier." I nodded. I feel it. When I got home, I did something I hadn't done since the breakup. I opened Instagram. And there it was. Bella's post. A photo of her and Jason holding hands in front of some generic mural. Caption: "When you find someone who supports your journey." The comments were predictable. "So happy for you both. Power couple." Wait, what happened to Claire? No reply to that last one. I stared at it for a while, at the same hands that used to touch my face, now curved around someone else's. And then I laughed. Not bitterly, not cruelly, just the quiet, tired laugh of someone who finally sees the irony in everything. Because less than 2 months later, the irony found its way back to me. It was a Tuesday morning. Luis messaged me during my commute. "Guess who's single again?" "Don't say it," I typed. "Jason." Apparently Bella caught him texting another client late at night. I sat there on the bus, the morning light catching on the glass, and just shook my head. The same excuses, the same cycle, just with new people and recycled lies. The truth is, I didn't feel triumphant. I didn't even feel vindictive. I just felt done. He texted me about a week later. "Hey, hope you're doing well. I miss you." I read it twice. The words meant nothing now. They felt like echoes from a house I'd already moved out of. I didn't reply. Instead, I put my phone down, tied my sneakers, and headed to the gym. Liam was already there, setting up equipment. "Hey, Claire," he said with a smile. "How are we feeling today?" "Stronger," I said. "Tired, but stronger." He nodded approvingly. "Good tired." We gotta work. Squats, lunges, push presses. My muscles burned, but it was a clean kind of pain, the kind that tells you you're rebuilding something. After the session, he said, "You've made huge progress in 3 months. You should be proud." I smiled. I am. That night, I stood in front of the mirror. My body hadn't changed dramatically, but my posture had. I stood taller, my shoulders were back, my eyes steadier. I realized then that strength doesn't always look like visible abs or toned arms. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it's walking away and not checking who follows. Sometimes it's knowing exactly what you saw and not letting anyone convince you it was nothing. A few weeks later, Jason texted again. "Can we please talk? Just once?" I stared at the message for a long time, then I deleted it. Because the truth was, I didn't need closure from him. He'd already given it to me. In every lie, every deflection, every "you're overreacting." The moment I stopped reacting, the story ended. And I finally got to start mine. That night, as I sat on the balcony, my balcony, the city lights soft and distant, I thought about something Liam had said during one of our early sessions. Progress, he'd told me, isn't about proving people wrong. It's about proving yourself right. He was right. For so long, I'd needed Jason to admit what he did, to validate my version of events, to make me feel sane. But I didn't need that anymore. I had proof. I had peace. And more than anything, I had myself back. I checked my phone one last time before setting it aside for the night. A message from Liam. "Great job today. Arms looked solid. Keep going." Professional, encouraging, simple. I smiled, turned off the phone, and let the quiet settle around me.